Um, what is ding ding ding? Welcome back to the Isabella podcast.
Hi. Okay. As far as we're concerned, hi. Hi, whoever is listening. Welcome to the first episode of What We Don't Know. We don't have a name for this yet.
No, we don't. So that's
So,
real awkward.
kind of awkward, but it's okay. We're going to make it up as we go. We don't know how you may have found us. If you're watching this, you may have found us from me or Isabella, but we'll introduce ourselves real quick.
I am Isabella or Issa. I've been trying to go by Issa more recently. So plot
T.
twist. Plot twist.
And tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a person. I'm 19 years old. And I go to college at the moment. I don't know what else to say. My favorite color is pink. I like Star Wars. I like Disney a lot. And yeah, I guess that's it.
And my name's Gaby. I am not 19, despite
Plot
the
twist.
rumors. Plot
Plot
twist.
twist.
I am 22 years old and I don't go to college. I have a big girl job and I live I guess we should talk about that. I live in California, so Disneyland is my closest resort, and Issa, lives in Florida, so Walt Disney World is her closest resort,
Yeah.
if you will. But basically on
How
the
do we
show,
know each other?
how do we know each other? That is the big question.
Crazy.
We're
sisters. Yeah. So
that is
yeah.
how we know each other. And we wanted to do this for a while. And we like a lot of different things. So it's not just going to be Disney related stuff, even though it is this first episode. We're going to talk about Marvel. We're going to talk about Star Wars. Maybe we'll talk about the Hunger Games.
Maybe
'Cause
we'll have
Hunger Games
special
Renaissance.
guests.
And we might have some special guests along the way. But
Can we talk about Outer Banks?
we might talk about Outer Banks. Anyways, we're just gonna be talking about everything and everything, anything and everything. But this first episode is gonna be dedicated just to Disney because I think that's how a lot of people will probably find us. And then if you want us to go into those other topics, we totally can later on, whatever. Okay. So yes, for this first episode, hopefully we have a title. Hopefully you've seen the title. We're gonna be breaking down attractions at the Magic Kingdom, and the reason I came up with this and I decided we should do this is because
Sorry.
Isabella and I, you said whatever the can't curse, whatever the heck you want to call her.
Don't assume me.
We have been going to Walt Disney World since we were little. It's only like an hour away, and the Magic Kingdom is just quintessential Disney, I feel like. Isabella, any thoughts?
Yeah, so Magic Kingdom was just one of those parks that we always went to because it was like the original. It always kind of held like a nostalgic place.
Yeah, it's the starting place. There's
Yeah.
always something happening there. We grew up, yes, we would go for like spring break and summer, but we would go to Christmas parties. We'd go to Mickey's Not So Scary. We used to be annual pass holders. I was for a little bit longer than Issa, but like we used to have annual passes with our family and we would go. But yeah, long story short, Magic Kingdom's the first place to start. If we want to dive into other parks and you like us ranking these, we totally can because we have been to. Are you on your phone?
No.
Pay attention.
I was editing my thing.
Sorry. Anyways, so we have been to Magic Kingdom, obviously, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, all four there. We've been to Disneyland, so we've gone to the Disneyland park. We've been to DCA, and we've been to Paris. So we've been to both Disneyland Paris there and Walt Disney Studios there. So we have a lot of knowledge under our belts, if you will.
Very.
So yeah, I guess we'll just get started. Again, maybe rank yours along before you hear our rankings. Yeah, let's get started. So top 5 Magic Kingdom attractions. So these are attractions. We kind of clarified this before between the two of us. Anything you have to wait in line for doesn't necessarily mean it's a ride per se, attractions, but no shows. So nothing like fireworks, cavalcades, parades, nothing like that. These are attractions.
Oh.
5 lists. We'll have some honorable mentions, and I think we're going to start with Isabella. Take it away.
So for number 5, kind of struggled to pick just one, but if I had to pick just one, it would be Pirates of the Caribbean, babe. Because
Interesting.
yeah, because I don't. Okay, so I just recently watched the movies. So before, and this is what I put too, before I watched the movies, I was gonna say Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. But since after watching the movies, I really like Pirates of the Caribbean. And then I just love, the song and everything about it. And the smell is very nostalgic. Like, there's just so many, it's hard to explain, but there's so many like memories I have on that ride.
Good pick. Good pick. Yeah, I'd say Pirates is, I mean, not to spoiler alert, but that is on my list as well. It's not my
Knew
number
it.
5 though. But and I'll get into it, I guess, when I talk about it. But it's kind of just quintessential Disney, lots of history behind it. Inspired a whole movie franchise. So I agree. I think that's a great pick. Okay, are you ready for my number 5?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I eat? I'm hungry.
No, you're gonna be chewing. My number 5 is Small
I
World. I will not stand for Small World slander.
I
Okay.
like am offended, but whatever. It's fine.
Okay, why are you offended?
I just don't like that ride. But yeah.
Well, I picked it, I would like a lot of other rides came up, but I was like, what has like the history, the memories, like it's just a lot of these are just like quintessential Disney, like remind me of my childhood, and Small World is just like one of them. Like every showroom, I feel like I remember so in detail, and even like every time I ride it, I find something new, a new little detail. I don't know, it's cute. Like, come on, the little hula girls dancing, the hippo that's moving up and down and winking, like
Yeah,
the
but
end
it's
where they're
just like
all
by
like
the
going
end.
off.
Yeah, just by the end, I'm like, I'm
I know
like,
a lot of people have a reaction. I don't. I like it. I don't know. I like the end where they're all going off and it's like oons oons. I mean, like I've definitely had my moments where I've like ridden it, gotten stuck on it, and been like, okay, if I hear this song one more goddamn time, I'm gonna
yeah.
do something. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like I think it deserved to be somewhere on the list, and that's why it's number 5. That's why it's not any higher. Okay.
Can I say though that I agree in the way that I like writing the one at at Disneyland better than the one at Magic Kingdom?
You can say that, but this is, need I remind you, a Magic Kingdom list?
I know. I was just saying, like, I semi agree, but I think I would say, like, to agree with you, I would like the one in Disneyland better. But that's just personal.
Fair. Fair. Okay, moving on. Your next one, number 4. Number 4. Number
My phone
4.
turned off. I put well, literally something that I think everybody needs to ride when they go to Magic Kingdom, and that is the Carousel of Progress.
That's my number 4 too.
Yep.
It's like
I
where
didn't. Sister Goosies.
Yeah.
It's definitely like it's it's like a ride that doesn't deserve to be higher on the list because like I know it's not the most like
It's not really a ride, I would say. It's like more of an attraction. Like, yes, it moves, but it's like comparable to like the Tiki Room. Not a ride, an attraction, but you still have to wait in line for it.
forgot about the tiki room. Well, whoops, I didn't put that on. Anyways, but yeah, I was like, I think it like is something though that it definitely deserves top 5 because it's something that everybody needs to ride when they go to Magic Kingdom because it's just the song slaps. The the, the the animatronics slap, you know. It's just very like iconic and it's very something like it's something that like if you love Disney so much, you have to just ride and understand because like they explain it in the beginning of the ride. This is like Walt's plan of progress. So like it's just a very good, I don't know, it's just such a good ride. And it's like even if you don't like it and you like just go on it because you're forced to go on it, just take a nap and just maybe just chillax. Like it's just very like calms you down. It chillaxes. Not a lot of people go on it, so it's not like it's packed or anything. It's air conditioning for a good. Well, how long is the show? Maybe like 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Hey, it's more. It's like a 20-minute thing. I think that's what they
Yeah,
say at the spiel in the beginning.
yeah. They're 20 minutes
And you
or
can't like leave early, whatever.
yeah, because it moves obviously.
Mhm.
Um. So yeah, it's just a good ride
Agreed.
or
I
attraction.
agree for multiple reasons. And I think you, whoever is listening, will realize this as maybe we keep this going on, is I'm a little bit more of like a Disney like history buff and just like more interested in that aspect. And I love sort of watching like how the attractions were made and like behind the scenes things and also just like the history of the company and like Walt Disney Studios in general. And so like the fact that it first premiered at the World's Fair and like this is a replica of it, I don't know. It's so cool to me. I like the history behind it. It holds a very special place in my heart. I hope they never get rid of it. Like I want to, it's such a cool thing that so many people get to experience, and I want all of my family and friends to experience it. I have seen it, been watching it since I was like 8, and you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a great attraction. It's a great ride,
True.
and that's all I gotta say about that. And that's that on that.
Point blank.
And that's how you can tell my sisters we both had.
Sorry, I had to do that. I
I've been
really.
muting myself to burp.
Oh well.
Yeah. We both had the same number 4. How funny would it be if we had the same number 3?
I don't know if we do.
All right, what's your number 3?
I put PhilharMagic.
Oh, we do not.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think you do, but I put PhilharMagic because again, it's another ride that not a lot of people like. It's not like as big as like Space Mountain or like Thunder Mountain. Like it's very small and it is next to Peter Pan's flight. So if people are looking at it, everybody's gonna want to go to the one that they would know, Peter Pan's flight, not what the freaking heck is PhilharMagic. Like they'd be like, huh? Anyway, I love it because it's an attraction again that you sit down and you're like in a theater, except you have like 3D glasses and you go through like it's like some of the Disney classics, but you go through them like in the way of like they're like iconic music. You don't go through like oh like their iconic scenes or anything. It's their music that you go through. And it's so epic. It's just truly magical too. Like it's amazing.
No, I agree. PhilharMagic's not on my list, but it was one of my honorable mentions. Just because we have been watching it since we were like, what, babies? Like I remember being 8 and being scared of the Be Our Guest scene where the corks on the champagne bottles
Oh,
fly
the
out.
anxiety before it
Yeah, like
comes
the
to hit
anxiety
you.
of that and like getting splashed by the buckets. Like it's just, at the time I feel like I didn't appreciate it when I was little, but like now I appreciate it so much more. And then, having it at DCA over here, it like is like a little taste of home. And it's like, oh, I've only ever seen this in Disney World and now I see it here and it like takes me
It's a
back.
little
So
different. So it's like I
no,
don't
it's the
know.
same, like the same show.
But it's different. Like
Oh,
you
the
know how it like
layout's different.
yeah.
Yeah, but the show's the same and the music's the best part about it. It's like a sing along. So
I think I put it as my number 3 because it's just like I get it like why you would put it as an honorable mention, but it's just like I just like every single time we got to ride it, it was like my favorite part of the day. Like it just holds a special place in my heart. That's like whenever I go back to Magic Kingdom now, I'm like, I have to ride it because like
Fair enough.
because it was always something that we rode after eating too because like we didn't want to like eat and like go
Mhm.
on a crazy ride. So it was just like something that I loved. So
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I 1000% agree. And I think nostalgia and that sort of thing, and maybe, I feel like a lot of yours have been chill vibes, and I feel like a lot of mine have been chill vibes. And kind of along the theme with that, my number three is People Mover.
oh,
I love the People Mover. One thing about me, what is my favorite land at Magic Kingdom? Tomorrowland. I'm a Tomorrowland girl till I die. I love
same
Tomorrowland.
because you can meet Stitch there.
That is not my reason, but yes, I love Tomorrowland. It's just like it was always my favorite place to be at night. I wanted to ride every ride there. That's where Carousel of Progress is. That's where the People Mover is. And I love it. It's nostalgia. I love seeing, looking over everyone in Tomorrowland and getting to do the little loop. I love when we go inside Space Mountain. That part was always so cool, especially like when the lights are on and that sort of thing. I
Yeah.
loved going past the part where you get to see Walt Disney's City of Tomorrow sort of
Yeah.
replica that like lay
Yeah.
inside Epcot. That is so cool. You get to see inside the gift shop, Buzz Lightyear, and I'm a people mover girl till I die. So that is my number three. Paging Mr. Morrow, paging Mr.
Mr.
Tom Morrow.
Tomorrow.
Period. That is my number three.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that because I put it as my number two. Yeah.
Whoa.
I am a Tomorrowland person also. But I think whenever I look back at Magic Kingdom, I think I'm like, oh, like when it was so funny, and I'm like, oh my god, I was riding the People Mover when I rode that ride, and like when I think about like some of my best memories of Magic Kingdom, like
And I
you would
like what
high
you
five the people passing by, like
yeah, like there's a lot of stuff that comes with it. It's more than just like a ride. And like something that I always think of too is that bank you do after you leave, like the Stitch area around the corner. You have like that perfect shot of the castle. It's like when
yeah.
I think of Magic Kingdom, I think of like that image in my mind of like the
I think of the
castle.
exact same
See?
thing.
Like that bank turn. So, wow, sisters.
Yeah, so that's why I put it as my number two. And it's like I one time got stuck on the People Mover. I got stuck at the Space Mountain part, like in the dark. It was epic because I got to take like a solid 10-minute nap. I was
Oh,
like,
that's
I was
nice.
I was like, yes. And like it's so epic. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these too, Magic Kingdom, I'm pretty sure is the park with the most attractions in it. So it is a
Yeah.
very tiring day there. Like you're doing
Yeah.
a lot. And so I think a lot of these picks are just like the times where you really get to enjoy it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Should I do my number two?
Yeah.
So my number two is Pirates, of course.
Epic.
Again, the smell,
Love that
the going
smell.
through the little like cave area, it's so immersive, and I think that's just like a I keep saying this, like quintessential Disney, the immersing people in this world and this experience and blah 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 blah. So much fun, like when I was a kid being scared of it to like now just having fun on it. Um,
Scared.
I used to be so scared of like the drop and like the dark and when they had the mist with what's
I
his
loved
face from
it. I
Pirates.
live for it.
I was scared back then, but I still loved it. It like was my favorite ride as a kid, like always wanted to go on it. It's just so fun and immersive and I love it. And you get on the boat together and you're screaming when you go down the drop and you're screaming when the cannons are going off in the water and like you're
And you're
trying not to
scared you're
get
gonna get
wet.
splashed. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just and that like God, like when I think of I feel like I take it for granted now, but when I was little, like after that drop coming out and seeing like the huge ship and like just there and like the sky and
Mm.
everything, it's like you can't even tell you're inside. You were like, wait, am I outside like actually like
Yeah.
by a giant pirate ship right now? I don't know. That is why it is my number two. And just even the queue too.
Yeah.
Like that is just like themed so well. The music, like I literally like, just listen to the music sometimes. Like have great memories like waiting in that line and just getting immersed in that world. So I think yeah, Disney's storytelling, their immersion sets them apart, and that's why it has to be my number 2. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
That's all she's gonna say about it.
And before we get into our number 1s, I thought we could do some honorable mentions.
So I kind of just thought of them in my head. I forgot to write them down, but I would say honorable mention goes to, I have 2 that I already want to say.
And I think you're going to say Tiki Room.
Yeah.
Yes, not the old version, Walt Disney's original version. Did you have any other ones? I think, well, mine was PhilharMagic, another one, and that was on your list. So one I think we both might have. Can
I was gonna say it since you didn't let me say any of them. Actually,
well,
you only
actually,
you interrupted
okay,
me when I wanted to
sorry.
say Tiki Room.
Okay, say what you were gonna say.
So I was gonna say, plot twist. I know. I was gonna say the Country Bear Jamboree.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought about it and I was like, man, that is a ride that like we didn't ride a lot, but I don't like country music, but I really appreciate the Country Bear Jamboree because it like fits in with the area. But I love it because I don't know, I like music. So like I like sitting down again and listening to music. I just love when that girl comes down from the ceiling. I'm like, yes, get it, queen. She's like up there. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so I think that's an honorable mention, and it's something I definitely like to do if I can at Magic Kingdom. Oh my God, I just totally forgot my most favorite ride. It's fine. I'm gonna just kill myself.
Okay. A lot just happened there.
I
Yeah,
just remembered that I should probably put it as my number 1.
Well, then switch out your number 1 and then make it an honorable mention or whatever. See, maybe so guys, this is what happened. I told Issa to make her list yesterday and she made it 5 minutes before.
Okay, well,
So
somebody puked everywhere in my
I'm
dorm,
just
so
saying.
and I went to bed at 4 a.m.
Wait, can I say my thoughts on Country Bear Jamboree?
Yeah, go for
Not
it.
my fave. I
love
think
it.
it's funny, it's cute, but I just think there's better rides or better attractions and better showcases of animatronics, because that's really why you go to see it, is the animatronics. And I think, like, again, Carousel of Progress, that's a better time being
Well, yeah.
surrounded. So
Well, that's why it's an honorable mention,
honorable,
not on my list.
but not honorable mention for me. Okay, well, what's one of yours though?
My honorable mention, I think, is gonna. Okay, I originally put this as my number 1, but I just remembered what my all-time favorite ride is at Disney, and I had to change it. I put originally, that is now an honorable mention, Space Mountain, because I have so many memories of Space Mountain. Like that one time that lady got stuck, that is like it burned it in my brain.
I forgot about that.
I can't, like, every single time
Oh
I
yeah, I
ride
remember that.
Space Mountain, I immediately think of it and it's like PTSD, but it's also like kind of funny, but it's not. So it's like I can't, like, I put it as my number 1 originally because it's just a roller coaster. I love roller coasters.
Okay, so what is your new number 1? Let's do that.
My new number 1 is Haunted Mansion.
Wow. Okay. So I have Haunted Mansion was one of my honorable mentions. I think like Pirates is still a step above that for me, like in regards to, because like they're kind of like dark rides, if you will. I guess Pirates is like a water dark ride, but still, I don't know. I just like Pirates a little bit more. I like Carousel of Progress more. I like the People Mover more. But Haunted Mansion was one of my honorable mentions. And another one, which I think you might have forgotten and is not on your list, but is an honorable mention for me, Big Thunder Mountain.
Oh, that I already said that.
You did?
Yeah, I said my 5th one was whatever, but also I said my 5th one is Pirates, but I would also switch it in / be an honorable mention as Thunder.
Okay, yeah. Big Thunder Mountain. It's just a roller coaster, and the queue really isn't that like themed.
Immersive.
Yeah, so yeah.
It's just like it's the wildest ride in the wilderness. So it's
Some
like,
may say it is the wildest ride in the wilderness.
yeah, and then you gotta
And
hold
some
on to your
may tell
hats and
you-
glasses.
Okay, cool.
Best
So
ride
Haunted
ever.
is your number 1. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Haunted Mansion is my number 1 because when I think about Haunted Mansion, I think about, okay, I'm somebody who loves, now I love horror movies. I love being scared. I love creepy stuff. Halloween's my favorite month. So when I go to Haunted Mansion, it is just amazing to see children get scared. And that's not really the most important part of it, but it's also just a ride, like from the queue up until you get on the ride, you're immersed in this like space. Playing the moving bookshelves in the ride, the girl that opens and closes her eyes on the grave, like, and this is all from when you start in the line to like when you leave. It's like I'm not one of those weird people that's like, I love the Haunted Mansion. They dress in those weird. That ain't me, sis. Like, I'm not gonna buy Haunted Mansion ears and be like, I love the Haunted Mansion. Like, I just like how cool of a ride it is, and but I just have so many memories on that ride too. Ellie lost her phone on that ride, or no, was it Ashlyn? I think it was Ashlyn.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, and my favorite parts of Haunted Mansion probably has to be the part where she's like with Madame Leota, or she's the floating head in the glass ball, and she's like, call in the spirits wherever they're at. And then I think my first favorite part of the ride is the part where the lady is the bride, and she like cuts off all her husband's heads, because like I don't know, growing up when I was younger, I was like, yes, like girl boss. Like I was like queen icon. So I really like that part too. And just the whole time you're going through it, it's just amazing. I don't know. I just love that ride so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a spectacularly themed ride. So much went into it. Very immersive. Like, again, Pirates, but like, I definitely would say like Pirates just like hits home a little bit more than Haunted Mansion, but I definitely agree. And like Disney history buff, like, I don't know if you've seen the Disney like attractions series they have on Disney Plus, but like they talk about like how the Haunted Mansion came to be and like how they were going back and forth between it being like kooky scary or like weird scary, and like how they found a balance. Walt Disney never really got to see it happen. Like he was part of the planning, but he never got to like actually see it happen. So I think that's interesting too, like finding out how they found the balance. So many cool things. Hatbox Ghost, stretching room, obviously
Yeah,
iconic.
iconic.
Ballroom scene, so
It's
cool.
also like it's the only ride at Magic Kingdom that is like intense. Sorry, but there's somebody that hung themselves.
Yeah.
That's a little intense for
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom. Like if a kid looked up at that, I'd be like, "Mommy, what's that?" You'd be like, how do I explain this to you?" And it's like I love I don't know, I just love that. And it's also like growing up, I loved the Haunted Mansion so much that when they came out with the Eddie Murphy movie, I watched that junk every single day. I love that movie.
Are you excited for the new one?
I don't know. I'm nervous about it. Just
Yeah.
the Eddie Murphy one was so funny because Eddie Murphy, like, he's hilarious.
I mean, yeah, Haunted Mansion's so cool. That's why it's an honorable mention. It's definitely a very cool ride. It's gonna stand time forever. But I think my number one will continue to withstand time, but also holds a very special place in my heart, and that is Space Mountain.
Yeah, that's
That
what
is
I
my
said
number
originally.
one. That is my number one. And I mean, is it like the best themed ride, like the best engineering, the best animatronics? No. Like, the best Imagineering? No. Was it my first roller coaster ever? Yeah. Was it, do I have all of these great memories around it? Like, was it the first time I'm scared for my life on a ride? Yes. Like, I remember when I was finally tall enough to ride it, I remember being so nervous in the line. I remember my family and my dad letting me sit in the front seat and me like pissing my pants. Like it's just, and I have to ride it every time because it's so fun. Walking through the little spaceship. I like space. I
It's
like all
also
that
another
stuff.
very immersive like line too.
Just
Like the
like the
Forbidden
minute
Ball
you
pit.
walk in, exactly. The minute you walk in, it's like Space Mountain. Like
Yeah.
just hearing the music, Space Mountain.
Ugh.
Like waiting in line, I could wait in that line all day and listen to the music. It's air conditioned, which is nice. Even leaving the line and going through all the little exhibits they have
Yeah.
of like the underwater one and the desert one, and
I
then
am still so sad that like kids though nowadays won't be able to experience like the green screen, the moving platform. It's just
oh
like
yeah, you have to walk now. But you get to see it too though,
yeah.
with the people mover, you can kind of look over and see
Yeah.
like the little things. I don't know. I love that ride so much. We did witness someone get stuck on it before.
Yeah.
Which
I
was
think
not what
that's
I was
why
thinking of.
I think that's why I changed it last minute, is because I thought about like whenever I'm on Space Mountain, like, and I'm in the line, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. But as soon as we get up to that part of the ride where we originally saw it happen, I get really anxious and like I don't know, I feel like I get like PTSD or something and I hate it and it makes me like get like a sick feeling in my stomach because I'm like, oh my god.
And to each their own. I hope they never change the one in Florida. I get it, it's a little rickety, you know, you're back after my
One seater.
back. Yeah, the one seater. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I just hope they never change it because it's just much more special that way. Like even going up, like
Yeah.
seeing those old ass like mannequins there that like look
Yeah.
horrible. Love it. Like that is like all I want. That is my childhood. The little
Thinking
like
you're gonna
video.
smack your head on a bar.
Yeah, like the little video that they show of like the people from the 80s riding it and
Oh
like their hair's
yeah.
all poofy. Like I love that. Like please never get rid of it, Disney, because
Yeah.
that like is in my heart forever. But yeah, Space Mountain's my number one. Yeah, ride it. I mean, definitely like obviously there's a lot better like technical rides and you know engineering, and I probably can guarantee that Tron is going to be a better coaster than Space Mountain and Tomorrowland.
Oh, for sure, probably.
But it's not gonna ever hold that same nostalgia and that same, you know, that's a lot of people's, I feel like, first big roller coaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's
So
also not like a roller coaster that's like another theme park that's like goes upside down 6 times or like is
yeah.
super high. Like you can't see anything. Like you don't know what's going on. And that's why I feel like it's a lot of people's first because it's a lot less scary than what normal roller coasters are presented to be.
And yeah, I people like would probably be like, but Splash Mountain, Splash Mountain. Number one, it's gone. Number
Yeah,
two,
I didn't even want to
it's
bring
not
it up.
really a roller coaster. That's like a log ride, and there's only
It's a
one
lot.
drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big Thunder's just crazy. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
just think Space Mountain's special.
Well, I think I have another honorable mention
Well, speak
and
now or forever hold your peace. You know what I'm saying?
I think the honorable mention would probably be Ariel. I really like that ride because when it came out, I was still pretty young. It was something that like everybody liked at whenever I went to a group with people at Disney, everybody liked. So it was something that like everybody as a group could do because everybody knew the Little Mermaid. So it's like I do really like that ride.
Yeah, gotta love a dark ride. It was part of the Fantasyland expansion. I think it's great that it's there. I like it. I have nothing against it. It's just like it doesn't hold like that value. I feel like, you know, the Tiki Room does and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I still think it's a great ride. It's a great dark ride. I think Disney did awesome with that one. I'm glad it's there now, especially in the Fantasyland expansion. For sure. What was your other honorable mention?
I was gonna say Jungle Cruise.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what? We didn't say Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, but it's like we never rode it a lot growing up. And even if we did, and I just don't remember it, I didn't really like it. And like I like it now. I do like riding it now. And like I do like, the backside of water.
I mean, I don't mind the Jungle Cruise. It's just like we never really rode it a lot. I mean, I still like it now. I love the jokes. Like there's a lot
Yeah.
of history behind it, lots of nostalgia, and I think that should be appreciated. So you know what? I guess it is an honorable mention.
Is an
to me.
honorable mention. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying.
And it's
It's like,
I love the Jingle Cruise. I love a good holiday
yeah.
overlay, you know. Good job, Jungle Cruise, but you didn't tickle our fancy enough to make spot number
Yeah.
one of the top fives. I'm sorry.
Can we talk about our least favorites?
Well, I think we might
Like,
want to
not-
save that for another
Okay.
episode.
Okay.
Do you like hearing about our favorites? If you disagree with any of them and you hate us for making those decisions, maybe don't tell us that, but maybe we'll go over some of our
You
least
could tell me I don't
favorites.
really care.
Yeah, maybe we'll go over some of our least favorites. Maybe we'll hop on over to other parks, Epcot, Hollywood. Maybe we'll do Disneyland Paris. You know, if anyone's interested in what we thought of our time there, let us know. We might have some special guests. Yeah, fun fact. I mean, at least for me, I don't know about Issa, but Magic Kingdom is not one of our favorite parks.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not enjoyable unless you're at like a exclusive ticketed event like Very Merry Christmas Party, Not So Scary Halloween. Those are the only times I want to be at Magic Kingdom. I do not want to be there in the middle of July on a random Tuesday with a bunch of kids crying when it's so hot out. I love
It was
Magic
fun as a
Kingdom.
kid though. Like
Yes, it
it's
was
not
fun as a
now.
kid, but it's just not that fun when it's that crowded. I only want to go there for fireworks at night or a special ticketed event where there's other things and less crowds and stuff like that. But yeah, that was our list. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let us know if you want more. And
Probably not.
Probably not. You're probably gonna report us to someone and Disney's gonna sue us for saying
Can I
things.
plug myself? Go check my channel out.
We'll put that link in the description. Check Gaby out. Check me out on Instagram if you like all things Disney. I post stuff. Webslinger Gabby with 1B. Yeah. Let us know if you want to be a guest. That could be fun. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.